Hello and welcome to Post-Burnout.com interviews. Post-Burnout.com is a culture website dedicated to venerating burnt-out artists the world over. My name is Aaron Kavanagh and I'm the website's founder and editor-in-chief. This is our website's podcast where we publish the full interviews from our site's articles and sometimes release exclusive episodes. In this edition of Post-Burnout.com interviews, Genevich and Jacob Brooks of the Albany-formed New York-based alternative band Laveda discuss their latest record, Love Darla. The album's more abrasive and atmospheric sound, their move to New York and the difference in the scene, signing with the legendary indie label Bar None Records, the recent passing of its CEO Mark Lipsitz, embarking on their largest headlining tour to date, and much more. Hey guys, how's it going? It's nice to meet you. Could I just ask for, just for audio's sake, who's speaking, do like the class introduction kind of thing?
Yeah, for sure. I'm Allie.
And I'm Jake.
Nice to meet both of you guys.
Nice to meet you.
I
It's
know
Aaron.
there's some, yeah, Aaron. Oh, I see the nice. I see the sweater.
Oh yeah. I didn't. Where's the? Or where's
I'm
the?
from Dublin. Yeah,
Are you okay? That's
yeah.
awesome. I
Oh, it's
actually
just
didn't.
coincidental timing. That's awesome.
It's just coincidence, but we were actually in Ireland in May, so
Oh, cool. Whereabouts?
we didn't go to Dublin, but we were in
Oh,
up north in Donegal County.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then we were in
Limerick.
Limerick. We went
Oh,
to
boy.
we went to the horse races in Limerick. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Um,
She's from Saratoga, and her parents they go to the racetrack there in New York a bunch. So they thought it'd be funny to see what Irish horse tracks had to offer.
I thought it was more fun.
Yeah, it was more fun. It was very different.
Really, what do we do better, in your opinion?
You're way more chill about
Oh, really?
it. In America, they're crazy. They're like not chill at all.
Well, I suppose like so many people like put so much money on it, so maybe that causes some anxiety.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
I was just betting like €5.
Yeah. No, you were getting excited. You're like,
Unfortunately, I've never
But
been, so I don't have any frame of reference. But
it's a funny thing for us to talk about because it's so random. But
yeah.
but anyways, yeah, no, beautiful, beautiful country. I love Ireland.
thank you. I know that for this project, there's some regional variation on the pronunciation. So I think I don't want to speak for the entire nation, so this might be my own idiosyncratic version. But I would say Lavida. Is that acceptable?
I mean, yeah, that's
That's fine.
fine. Yeah.
Well, what do you call it? Like what
Oh,
pronunciation you prefer?
we say Laveda.
Laveda. Okay, I'll call it Laveda then to be respectful, because it is named after one of the members' grandmother. I'm not sure which one. Perfect.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get it wrong.
No, no, it's fine.
Well, there's
We never called her by her first name. Actually, we always called her Susie.
Yeah.
It's like she was from Kentucky. A lot of people over there just go by their middle name, like their informal name.
Yeah.
But yeah. At this point, I feel like we're like, hey,
yeah,
I want to talk about your music. So, I mean, you guys have been going now for been releasing music for like half a decade now. Which does it feel that long? Does it feel like the project's been around that long, or?
I don't know. I mean, not really, I guess. But I think just because of the sort of rocky start with the state of the world and everything with the
Yeah.
pandemic, maybe it feels a little shorter to us. Um, but but yeah, I mean, it's definitely been over half a decade, so it is crazy just to think about it. Yeah, I don't know.
What was it like at the time actually to kind of just have to release music remotely as you're trying to build a profile? Because I don't know if you guys agree with me on this, but I still think like even with all the different avenues for pushing your band online, I still think the best way to kind of garner fan base is through live opportunities. So how was that like having to kind of be stuck inside when your project was trying to gain momentum?
I
Pretty bad.
Yeah,
Pretty lame.
I think we made the most of it, but I think we were so excited about the music at the time, so it didn't. Um, we were obviously bummed out that we couldn't tour or play live shows. But it didn't like kill our spirits entirely. But yeah, I think at the same time, like had that not occurred, things would have maybe been a lot different. I'm not sure, I guess, but um, yeah, I think there was a lot of pressure on the next record to like make up for lost time and really try to go places we've never been and just try and like reach new lengths with our music and our audience and um, yeah, so it sucked, but here we are. So
Well, what was that like then once you could actually like start playing things? So was it actually kind of advantageous to have like material out before you started like kind of gigging proper? Because like I know like a lot of venues, a lot of promoters and stuff want like proof of concept before they book people. So was that kind of like easy then?
yeah, I think it definitely helped us for sure. I think it helped with the other bands reaching out to us and asking if we wanted to hop on shows or for us to be able to book our own headlining shows. Um, yeah, I think it definitely probably helped us break into the New York City scene. Um, we were we were we were playing here even before like the pandemic.
A
No,
little, but not really.
like Laveda.
Yeah, not
I
really.
don't think.
Like we played a little.
Oh yeah. Oh right. We played like three really questionable shows. I think. So and then afterwards, I think we started to play some good shows. So yeah.
Yeah, because you guys are originally from upstate New York, is that correct? And then you've moved to the city around the time of your second album. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. We moved here in 2023, like the about right after we put the second record out.
So how do you find kind of, I guess, the difference in the music scene there? I mean, obviously, like in the city itself, I mean, there's like so many variations, like in terms of like the opportunities. Is there that diversity found in places that are outside of like New York City itself within the state, or?
Yeah, definitely. I think upstate New York, the scene is a lot smaller. There's a lot of hardcore music. That seems to be just like a really, I feel like that genre has just always been popular. And Albany specifically is like, I think built on a pretty predominant hardcore scene. But then there's, indie bands, and all different kinds of bands that do kind of pop out of the scene. I think especially like I went to school at the College of St. Rose in Albany, and I think there being like a music industry program there brought a lot of kids in bands from out of state um, that were just writing original music, so there was more variety in the scene. But I think the energy in Albany is kind of like an ebb and flow. Like sometimes there's a lot of really cool bands there, and then you kind of will hit these like dry spells where there's nobody good anymore. But it's like, it usually bounces back. So, and then New York is like a whole different beast. I mean, I don't know. I've heard people say similar things about New York, but I think it's just on like a much grander scale. Um, like here, there's just everything, and it's sort of like you can choose what you want to tap into, um, which is amazing for people that are, you want to be your whole life and everything.
Mhm.
Music, you just want to do music all the time. It's great. But yeah, we're constantly running into bands and um, promoters and people at venues just all the time. And it's a really big scene, but it also feels really small at the same time.
Yeah.
To just get to know everyone so quickly. So.
It's also advantageous how kind of like within proximity, like New York is actually to a lot of the cities on the East Coast because I know you guys have been like touring regionally. I don't know like how like I know you've also played like Austin and stuff, but just in terms of like playing like places nearby like Philadelphia or Washington or wherever, like is that been kind of like easy to in that regard, just like because you can do like a show and like drive back home afterwards and things like that.
Yeah, I think for us especially, we've always sort of done like the weekend warrior stuff because we've been a long distance band now for like 2 years. Um, our drummer still lives in Albany. Our bass player just moved down here like this summer, so that's been exciting to have him here. But it's still like one of us is uh 3 hours north.
Yeah.
So, but it works for doing the weekend shows and the out of town shows because we already have to kind of coordinate, when it comes to rehearsing and stuff like that, maybe a little more than other bands. So, if we have a rehearsal or like if we have a couple shows on the books, it's like we might as well travel because we're all traveling anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's extra? What's an extra 3 hours here or there?
And if I'm correct, also I believe you guys have been playing together since high school. You were in a high school band together, and this project isn't necessarily a continuation of that, but that's where the foundations, I guess, lay. How do you think like working together for that amount of time is kind of do you see growth in each other's kind of like musicianship, in each other's kind of songwriting abilities, and just in general? I mean, like the interests that you kind of accrue over that amount of time.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like just from me, like being in bands with Jake, like his
Yeah.
songwriting has changed so much over the course of the past 10 plus 15 years, really. Um, and yeah, it's really cool to like see that as like a songwriting partner, I think. And then yeah,
Yours has changed a lot too.
yeah, I feel like I've just had a lot of different interests and um yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say as well. But yeah, it is really cool and it's um I think like even though I think I understand like a lot of the ways that like you songwrite, but then you still will surprise me with like crazy weird things every now and then. So
You find that your tastes kind of go in the same direction, or do you think they diverge much wider as it kind of like you kind of go?
I don't know. I feel like I think I like everything that Allie gets into, um, and shows me.
he
I'm
just
pretty
copies
chill.
me.
I just copy her. I'm pretty chill with music, especially since moving down here. Like I like to work a lot, so I don't really listen to music a lot lately.
Mhm.
Most of the time I listen to music is like when we're chilling at home and you're like showing me stuff that you've been getting into because you take the train and you listen to music. You're like, check out this band Fugazi. Check out like it's because Ali got like when we moved down here, you got really into like um, some post-hardcore stuff and like noise rock stuff, and she's been like showing me that like different like Discord bands and things like that. Um, and yeah, I'm pretty easygoing. I still find stuff like I had like a little Machine Girl phase. I feel like I have like little phases.
Yeah.
usually during the winter. I don't know what my next phase is gonna be because I'll be taking the train again. But I'll
So it's song for every season.
yeah.
Yeah. I think we have pretty similar tastes, but to us it maybe doesn't feel that way just because we know each other so well. Like there's certain things that he'll listen to that I like, but I wouldn't go as far to say that I love, you know.
Sure.
Or maybe it's something you
You're not ready
wouldn't
for that
put on
commitment.
your wedding.
Yeah. But I think on paper we're pretty similar.
Mhm.
So
Something I was interested in asking, just based on what Jake said there, have you seen as you're so close to Washington, DC, have you visited this courthouse?
no, actually, but it's come across my mind. So maybe it's
Would doing a photo shoot outside there just be too gauche at this point? Is it too much of a, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
You could have it for your like private collection.
Yeah, right. I think in that case, yes.
We haven't found ourselves in DC in a minute, but
Yeah, we played Baltimore recently. We played Baltimore and we played it a couple times. Or
yeah, we usually end up at Baltimore instead of DC.
yeah, we played DC really early on in like our development as a band, and it was cool. I just think the scene there is like, who knows?
I mean, I
It's a
feel
little
like
hard to navigate right
that
now.
they're all going to
Sure.
Baltimore. Like bands from DC play Baltimore, bands from Baltimore play Baltimore, but you don't see like a ton of DC shows happening. There's like one or two small clubs that really
Yeah, not
do
in the
anything.
smaller clubs right now, which is
Yeah.
hopefully they'll come back up a little bit. But
Yeah, because I love DC. I think
yeah.
DC's cool.
I want to talk about your new record then. So, with Darla, and one thing I was really the kind of EPK surrounding this was noting, and I noticed this too when I was listening to it. The kind of I guess sort of more harsher, kind of abrasive elements to it. Was that kind of a deliberate direction, or do you think that was just kind of the organic direction the project was going in anyway? Because I know, for example, like with the first record, I mean, it was pretty much just you two. Then you add more members in, the sound kind of evolves from that. Now I guess that sound has kind of been solidified. So are you always just kind of like chasing the next thing, or is it just organically what kind of pours out of you?
I think it's a little of both for sure. Like I mean
It was pretty intentional, I think. Like
it
the show.
it was intentional, but I think it was really just like it came from the band like playing songs live together because we had some like demos and they didn't really sound a lot different, um at least like in the beginning from some of our older material. um I mean, I think like there was a direction that we were like going towards, but I never like, I don't know, for me like anytime I'm influenced by something, it just feels very like subconscious. It doesn't feel like I'm like, oh, I want to sound like this band. I'm trying to like do this thing that this band does. Maybe like in very rare cases, but um so I think like I was maybe doing some of those things naturally in like the demoing process, but then once we took the first like two songs that I had demoed for the record to the band and we played them on tour, it was like I could just tell that the songs were like they just had a different energy with everyone else, and I thought that was just like so much cooler, and it spoke to me a lot.
Yeah.
um and I think everybody felt the same way, so it was like clear that the rest of the record was able to like live in or was going to and should live in like that sort of sonic universe. um and yeah, I mean, I think like touring the songs, like we toured Heaven and Strawberry in March of 2024, and just we pretty much played those songs every night for like a month, and that was it was just super formative, I think. um and we all like were like, these are our favorite songs to play. So, and I'm like, that's for me, that's kind of like that's why I do it. It's like for the live show.
Yeah.
I mean, I love recording music too, but to me, like this record is especially exciting to see in a live setting because that's really just what we were trying to do in the studio is like capture the sound of the band, and we used all of our own gear and all of our own, I mean, most of our own gear. Um,
Besides like studio stuff.
yeah, some like microphones and
Yeah.
outboard gear. But yeah, I think yeah, so it was intentional, but it was natural. It didn't
Yeah.
feel it didn't feel like we were forcing something that wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah.
One thing I couldn't actually find on for this record, so I was wondering if maybe you could tell me is I couldn't find actually who you worked for on sorry, who you worked with for this record and where it was like recorded and stuff.
Oh, well, we actually recorded it at Uniform Recording in Philly. Um, and we kind of had like two engineers. So Jeff Ziegler was an engineer, but it was primarily engineered by Scoop Stardaris, who has worked on our past two records in different capacities. And he's a really
also
good friend.
Like producer too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely like co-produced the record too. He kept us he kept us on track with the vision. I was like, don't let me overdub too much. And he was like, got it. It's like if you see us asking to do another overdub that we didn't already discuss, you tell us no.
So is that actually kind of an important element for the project is to like not do anything in the studio that you can't like reproduce live because I you know obviously the kind of sonic textures on this record kind of is very evocative of kind of urban living. You get sounds that are kind of like evocative of like, subway screeching and things like that. Do you guys, I mean, are you like interested in incorporating like say Atmos or is everything kind of just the organic, sorry, what you can produce organically through your instruments?
Yeah, like everything that we did for this album at least, we wanted to be able to do it at least as like a four-piece
Yeah.
band. For previous two records, um we would like play the tracks. So we were a little more liberal with what we would like allow to like enter a song. But
I
this,
don't even think we were thinking.
yeah, not even
in
like,
my mind,
yeah,
like it was just like give the song whatever it needs, and like
yeah.
just keep stacking things on top
And
because it's fun.
also like we primarily engineered, I feel like our first two records as well, which I mean, set aside the drums in that, but we did all the overdubbing like in our home studio pretty much, or in like a Airbnb that we rented out for a period of time with our friend. But I feel like
who would basically let us do whatever we wanted.
yeah,
Which
and
was
he
great.
did whatever he wanted to.
Yeah.
But since we were recording on more of a budget, we really wanted to capture our live sound. We didn't really want to do a ton of overdubbing. We didn't want to do um, a lot of studio magic, I guess. We
Sure.
and also because like we wanted what people saw us perform live is what they were gonna hear on the record. Um, we didn't want to do like a live version of a live interpretation of a song. We wanted the song to be exactly what you were gonna hear, pretty much. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. I also wanted to ask about the patterns of releases for the singles that kind of came out just before the album. So the order was I just have it here. So Heaven, sorry, I can read. Cell Phone and Strawberry were kind of the release pattern, and I was wondering because like I noticed like they kind of uh, get more abrasive as they go on. So I was wondering, was that kind of like a deliberate decision to kind of acclimatize listeners to what to expect, or is that just coincidental?
I think that was intentional.
Yeah, it was pretty intentional.
Heaven was like definitely like the most like old Laveda sounding song,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, definitely. I was like, okay, this people won't be mad with this. You know, like we'll
Yeah, but they'll get progressively more mad.
yeah, eventually, yeah. The sound just changes a lot between that and Cell Phone too. It's like
Will get gradually more irksome.
yeah.
Just wait until the first track on the record, though.
Yeah, that one's really gonna kill. That's gonna disturb people. um, but yeah, it was intentional for sure. And I think Heaven also like being one of the first songs that we all recorded or like we all played together and we had demoed out. A couple of our friends, you know, had heard that version of the song like from shows that we played and whatever. And they were like, we really like that song. So that was a nice added push to like be like, this should be the first one. If your friends like it, it's probably good. Songs are not lying to you.
I think they're all great. Yeah. And I just want to ask one final thing about the record, and I'll let you guys get on with your day. When it came to, I guess the is for you, is there like a thematic through line that kind of defines this album? Is there like any kind of like connective tissue that you think like this is a record about X, or are each song kind of their own individual text?
I mean, they're each definitely their own song, but I think there is kind of like an overarching theme of um just kind of like what my friend would say, there's kind of like a theme of literacy um throughout the record and like I think just constantly feeling like you're having to show up in this way that like maybe is impossible excuse me um to do or like maybe unhealthy, but I think there's you know that's very like broad and certain songs don't have that like sort of aura um but I think in general it's like pretty it's kind of an angry record
Yeah.
because it's yeah, there's just so much going on over here in the US. So much to be mad about.
I can imagine, yeah.
So, and then I think, you know, you kind of like, you have that as like the foundation, and then you have your own personal shit and like your own struggles that, you know, may or may not have a lot to do to what else is going on, like political climate. Um,
Well, I do think it's interesting, actually, kind of like how individual struggles are sort of reflective of, I guess, the system you live in. You know, I don't think you can divorce those two things.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it's just like, you know, everything's heightened, like, and yeah, that sort of overall aura of the album for sure. Um, yeah.
And one other thing, this is your first release with Bar None, like the legendary indie label. So I was wondering how you guys got involved with them.
They've been like following us for a little while since we put our second record out and um yeah, like Emmy and Mark actually, rest in peace, Mark. Um they came and saw us play a show and we like just like chatted and had gotten coffee a couple times and they were like, we really love the new record. So Emmy was like listening to Cell Phone all the time and
Hmm.
she was like, I can't stop playing this song. So that made us feel really good. And yeah, they've been really, really awesome. And yeah, really sad about Mark. He just passed away like 2 months ago. I was like after our first single, and so we just had barely gotten to know him, but he's obviously been with the label for a very long time, and just very upsetting that he is not with us anymore. But but that being said, yeah, I think the label is still going to continue to do really awesome things, and yeah, we're very happy that they like our record. So
Right. And the final thing I'll say before I let you go is, if I'm correct, and correct me if I'm wrong, this, but I believe, following the record, you're going to be going on your kind of largest tour to date, kind of like with, I guess, like the most amount of shows in sequence. Are you excited for that? Like, what like people can expect when they pop along and all that?
yeah, we're very excited. It's
We're gonna be playing a lot of new songs, so deal with it.
like, oh my god,
Not playing any of that old shit.
Don't be requesting fuck.
literally.
I mean,
No.
okay, I feel like we are so much more sympathetic to requests when it's from someone that's like under the age of 21. Because we know how hard it is to like see a band that you like when you're that age. So if they have a request and was like, oh, we gotta listen to this one.
So that's why you're only playing over 21 places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
when
take
we're playing,
requests.
if you're over 21, fuck you.
If you can buy a drink, go away.
Yeah.
No,
No,
no.
I'm just kidding.
But I mean, we're gonna play a lot of new songs. Yeah, I'm excited for the record. I think it's gonna be a good tour, and hopefully we'll come to Europe next year.
Yeah.
That'd be sick, yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. But
Perfect.
for now, yeah, I'm excited to be on the West Coast too. It's just really pretty out there. So
Have you guys played the West Coast previously, or is this your first time there?
we've played it before, but it's
This
been a
will be our
while.
third time.
Yeah, it will be our third time on the West Coast. But hopefully we'll have, I think every time it gets a little better. So hopefully it'll be the most exciting time yet.
Perfect. Thanks very much for your time, guys. Is there anything you'd like to add before we wrap up? Anything I failed to cover?
No, I don't think so. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time out of your day.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks very much for doing it. And best luck with the record and the tour and everything you have coming up after.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye. You too.
Thank you for listening to that episode of Post-Burnout.com interviews. We're available wherever you get your podcasts, so we hope that you enjoyed and would consider subscribing, giving it a like on YouTube, or a rating anywhere else. We also have some exclusive episodes only available on Spotify, which features interviews with the likes of Kim Deal, Ron Mail of Sparks, Jacob Slater of Wonder Horse, Maria Kelly, Gavin Friday, and many more. So check those out if you're so inclined. Otherwise, thank you for listening and see you next time.